Hello folks, welcome back to VCV Rack Instruments and Effects. I'm your host, Dr. Lawrence W. Moore of the Wayfarer project. I was working on, just making some stuff, experimenting with some things, mainly trying to work with some distortion techniques, something that would create like some sort of distortion that wasn't just so samey or predictable, but had different characteristics on different notes or in different ranges. And I made something and I was like, I got to make a video on this because this sounds pretty cool. So anyway, first things first, I'm going to show you the sound and then we'll talk about making it. So let's see here. Share this sound with you a little bit. So anyway, I thought that was pretty cool. So I decided to make a video on it. Maybe not making it exactly, but pretty darn close. And then kind of along the way showing you different offshoots or directions you can go in doing some different things. So anyway, let's get to it. Alrighty, so I am going to load up a simpler version so I can go step by step with you here. All right, back off a little bit there. Okay, so we just have a MIDI in. I have its gate already hooked up to my envelope generator. We got two VCOs. Haven't hooked them up yet. I'm going to do that now. And so we have the envelope generator going into the mixer here. And then the output from the mixer going to the audio out, as well as a scope, because it would be nice to visualize some of this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hook up my pitch to both oscillators. And I am going to hook up this oscillators. I'm going to go with the square wave output and put it in the sync of this second oscillator and turn on its soft there. And then we're going to take the square wave output as audio going into the mixer here. Okay, so that's what we got so far. So what I'm employing here is sync. I haven't covered that yet in this series or my other series. Now I am relaunching not relaunching. I'm launching series 4 of Learn Synthesis with VCV Rack. The first episode should be out already when you're seeing this video. But the second episode will have sync. The first one is sample and hold, and the second one is sync. Basically, I'm going back and doing the synthesis concepts that I haven't covered thus far in that series. But we have both of these series going back and forth here, and I know a lot of the same viewers are watching both. So anyway, here I'm not going to go into too much detail about sync because that will be the topic of Series 4, Episode 2 of Learn Synthesis with VCV Rack. Whereas if you're seeing this video on the first day it's released, that episode won't be out, but it will be out the following day. Basically, I'm releasing that episode right after releasing this video. Basically 1 day apart. All right, so anyway, back to this. So we have here a square wave oscillator hooked up to the sync input of another square wave oscillator. Now what the sync input does is it allows this oscillator to reset the phase of the waveform of this oscillator with each cycle from this oscillator. And it'll sound different depending on which waveform you use. I could demonstrate that a little bit. That is the square wave. That's how the square wave would sound if it wasn't receiving sync from this other oscillator. There's saw, triangle, and sine. Now I like to use the square wave because it also has some other possibilities. If we look at our scope here, I had its gain up a lot because I was working with it earlier. So you can see there, the waveform is kind of like this slanted square wave. So, you know, it is distorting the signal because basically what it's doing is it's forcing whatever frequency this oscillator is playing. By resetting the phase of this one, it's going to push in that fundamental frequency. Now, if I disconnect this so that the second oscillator here, the one that is our signal, but the one that is being synced, its frequency is now independent. And then we don't get anything there. Alrighty, so you could kind of hear the timbral results from those changes. And basically we're creating harmonic richness through a distortion technique. But since in the sound that I was developing, I had the pitch hooked up, playing the same pitch, I'm going to go with that. But I just wanted to show you there some flavors there. All right, so since these are both square waves, we can use pulse width. Now, when you're doing sync, the different ranges of notes that you play can have different modulations to the sound and so forth. So each note kind of has a unique color or flavor to it. And sometimes the same note I'm playing the same note there will frequently have slightly different colorations. So it's kind of like almost a living distortion. It's not like this flat, periodic, samey, always going to sound that way distortion. And I kind of like a little bit of that unpredictable quality to it. Okay, so next I was thinking, all right, what else can we do with this? How about some filtering? I'm going to add a filter, and I'm going to leave room for an LFO too. And I'll hook up the filter first, and then I'll hook up the LFO. All right, so our audio out from the oscillator is going to go into the filter. We'll take a low pass out, put it in here, and let's probe our cutoff frequencies. Play with the resonance a bit. Turn up the drive a bit because the resonance will reduce. Now, I thought, well, okay, let's add a little bit of movement to that. I'm going to hook up as a CV, basically, the sine output from the LFO to cutoff. And we need to give this a little bit of room to move. And then I sped it up a little bit. I thought another thing I can do, take this triangle output from the same LFO and put it in here to do amplitude modulation on our signal. And what that's creating is a bit of a drone so that I can basically play a melody line and get some drone to support it. I was like thinking, all right, we got amplitude modulation on this now. How about a little frequency modulation? We can use our sync oscillator, sine wave output, into the FM input of our carrier oscillator here. Pretty cool stuff. Now, you can see our waveform is really Now, you notice how some of the notes are really going to jump out more than the others. So I decided, well, let's put a compressor on it. And all these are free modules. I mean, I'm using free VCV modules so far. And then this one here is MSC hack. compressor. That is a free module from the library. I have used plenty of MSC hack stuff before in this series, and some of my sound for relaxation, meditation, and sleep stuff. And basically just going to take the output into it, and then into, well, actually I meant here. I'm doing the scope, but this should go here. The scope can receive, I guess, the same signal. All right. Now we need to set things. I don't think the threshold needs to be all the way down. And we need to turn up the ratio. And now this is adding its own flavor to the sound because it's pushing this bad boy down. The attack time can be all the way quick. Let's adjust the release time. I'll leave that all the way down. Otherwise, it doesn't quite work. Now, let's see. It's not sounding exactly like my original, but that's why I have it saved as a different file name, so I could always go back to that. Right about there is the good, I think, a good drive amount. Now I'm going to try my drone note here. Now, I was thinking I can play with this frequency a little bit here. Let's multiply it by 2, so it's basically an octave higher than the note being played. It is receiving pitch in, but we'll just shift it up an octave. Its fundamental frequency is basically being forced to be this oscillator's fundamental frequency, and it's not detuned at all. So So anyway, this is sounding different than what I made before, but it's also cool. It's about playing with parameters. And what I'm going to add right after the compressor is some reverb. A free reverb that's pretty good is Reverb 2 from Surge XT. It's a free one. And we're going to go into it first and then out here. It does have some presets to it. Let's go with Concert Hall 1. I think I like Concert Hall 2 better. I'm just turning the ratio all the way up. So you can work with the filter to Okay, I'm zoning out here. Gotta remember I'm making a video. Okay, so I mean, that variety of stuff there. I mean, why don't I experiment a little bit more and see what I can do coloration wise. I'm making a big space here. And this will also allow us to visualize the frequency spectrum a bit. Mind meld, we do have this EQ here. I frequently use it with the mind meld mixer. But I'm thinking I should be able to just pop it in here. We're only using one of its 15 possible channels. It's dropping every now and then. That's weird. I guess it's intended to be used with the mixer. Let me check my polyphony. Ah, I'm on 4-note polyphony. Yeah, this I'm just playing monophonically, so this seems to be my drone here. Let me see if I can bring that up. And then I'm going to narrow this Q. Let's try. Can boost with the compressor here. I feel like I'd like to add, well, the pitch bend amount, I usually prefer to be able to bend more. Where is it? Pitch bend. Yeah, it's 2 semitones. About 1 octave. Let's go for 2. What the hell? Let's see. maybe 1 octave. Yeah. I'm on the wrong one there. Hold on here. One octave. Now, is there anything I want to have adjust with my mod wheel? Let's try a few things. We have pulse width on this oscillator. No, I don't think I want to change that. About the resonance. Or the frequency of the LFO. Yeah, but we don't get the drone, or we lose the drone with that. How about we bend it the other way a little bit? Maybe the amount that we can bend that down will be a little less. Let's try that. Let me find how far I want it to be able to lower that. Oh man, I'm digging this. I am digging this. Wow. And what do we have? Yeah, we have this being altered by what? The FM. Oh, the cutoff frequency. Yeah, by the LFO. No kidding. I usually like to have these in this order like that. Okay. I think I accidentally flipped it at some point. All right. I mean, do we want resonance to be alterable. Let's try having the resonance be shifted up with the mod wheel when this is being slowed down. See how that goes. Oh, we found heaven. We found it. We found it, folks. I'm taking a screenshot of this. And let me know what you think of the sound in the comment section. If you do anything with this sound or come up with your own and along the similar lines, let me know. Yeah, in the future, I would like to also feature some other people's patches and stuff like that. So don't be a stranger. Let me know what you're thinking. But until next time, I mean, please hit that like button. Helps the video out. Getting the rotation. Comments help too. But until next time, I mean, take care and stay free.